Joining us now to discuss is Florida Congresswoman and member of the House Judiciary Committee, Congresswoman Laurel Lee. Congresswoman, great to have you here. So tomorrow, a big day, both for your committee and also for Christopher Wray. What would you like to have the FBI director answer? What are some of the top questions?
So we have a number of really important questions for Director Wray. We know that the FBI has been investigating parents who are attending school board meetings. We know that in cases, the FBI actually investigated Americans who were attending traditional Roman Catholic churches. So, we have a lot of questions there in making sure that the FBI is respecting Americans who are just exercising their First Amendment rights to go and petition a school board if they're concerned about how their children are being educated, or to worship freely where they choose. We're also interested in FISA. We know that there have been instances of misuse of that surveillance by the FBI. So we have a number of very important areas that we want to discuss with Director Wray to get answers for the American people about the FBI and what's going on over there.
Yeah, and the subtext there is you're talking about what some people perceive as the politicalization of the FBI. And of course, it happens to be under the Biden administration. So is there an effort to connect the two, what the FBI being directed in some way by the Biden administration at the very top?
Well, absolutely. We need to ensure that the FBI and that the Department of Justice are treating all Americans fairly and equally under the law. Americans deserve to have confidence in their institutions of justice. And that begins by understanding that we're all going to be treated the same for the same conduct, and that we all will have an equal experience in our criminal justice system. So, right now there's a real lack of confidence and some grave concern that in cases that FBI resources are being used for these types of things, or that people with certain viewpoints may be getting unfairly targeted. So I think restoring that trust begins with effective and thorough oversight and making sure that we are getting the answers that we need for the American people.
Congresswoman, impeachment has been floated amongst some of your peers. Do you see that as a potential outcome if you don't get the answers that you're looking for?
Well, I think we have to begin by asking all of these questions and getting answers and getting transparency. That is the foundation to understanding what's been going on here. I will tell you this. I am a former federal prosecutor and a former judge, so I understand the very important work that the FBI is doing out in communities around our country. And that's all the more reason why we need to ensure that those resources and those agents are being used to do the things that they are sworn to do, to uphold the law, to investigate real criminals, not parents who are going to school board meetings to exercise their First Amendment rights. So what we need to do now is get to the bottom of all of these situations, get the facts, get the evidence, get the testimony, and then we as a body can look at what we have learned and what steps are appropriate for us to take next.
All right. Congresswoman Laurel Lee, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.